Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shane Hampshire News Page or Shane Hampshire TV.
If you're watching on YouTube.
Oh, it's very exciting, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, this evening we are doing something a bit different. We've never done this before, so we hope you can see and hear us okay. Let us know, because we are a bit nervous. But something we know that would really calm our nerves this evening is having some friendly faces appear on screen with us. And we can't wait to bring them on the screen, but we're gonna, because we've got to let you know who they are first, just in case you don't know. Over to Crystal.
Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, our guests this evening are the O'Brien sisters. Ah, yes, and their very special guest, Andrew. How do you say his last name?
Earwaker.
Andrew Earwaker. And we are so excited to have this wonderful duo here, this sister harmony act. If you don't know who they are, of course, wonderful, lovely vocalists. I can hear myself back. Lower
just
that, please.
Because my dad said there's no sound, so we're just a bit worried.
Oh.
But I can hear you, so it's all good.
Oh, that's good. This is a new setup for us today. We normally use a different kind of software when we go live, so we're using a new website and hope that you can see and hear us all right. So once again, Becky and Dinah O'Brien, they're a sister harmony act, and they have been doing live stream shows weekly every Sunday evening.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Yes, every Sunday evening. They've been doing it almost just as long as we have, I believe, but we'll ask them more about that in a little bit. These fabulously talented vocalists, and of course, Dinah's wonderful partner, Andrew, has been their sound guy, their design team. He does it all.
They're little, I was going to say know it all, but he does know it all.
He does know it all. We're working the lights, the sound, the visuals, doing all the things. What a wonderful team these three are. We are so excited to bring them on the show today. Please welcome Becky, Dinah, and Andrew.
Oh, we'll go with know it all. We like that.
I thought you'd like that.
Earmarked that.
Not gonna lie, I like that as well. But I'm gonna let you into a secret, Dane.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, it was watching your show first of all that spurred us on to kind of actually
up the game
a little bit.
Wow.
So we were inspired by you. A lot of tech envy went on at the start there, believe me.
Andrew was like, "How do you do that? How do you do that? That's amazing."
Yeah, we had a good few chats, didn't we, about this, that, and the other. But really, I think once you. There's so much online as well, isn't there? That's the thing. Once you had the basics, you really just ran away with it, and it became your own thing.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your productions are so awesome.
So thank you for the compliments and a pat on your back too. But yes, I'm glad you're here, Andrew, because I have many questions about the technological side of it. But,
Shane, did you realise he's not actually the star of our show? It is the O'Brien sisters with Andrew Earwaker. It's not Andrew Earwaker present.
Crystal had some questions for the girls, and I was really worried about it. So how are you? Are you busy?
Well, yes and no. So yes, in terms of planning weekly shows, and you guys will know that because you're doing it bi-weekly. So twice a week. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know what the word is.
Well, bi-weekly means
twice a week.
Strangely, it depends.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
we'll go with it.
But yeah, we know what you mean.
So so planning a show, and as you say, like there's so much that goes into it in a very different way to a live theatre show or a cabaret show. Yeah. So planning your running order first of all, and learning songs, getting new songs. Andrew working on arrangements for songs and orchestrations, and then finding costumes in a lockdown, like fit the show.
All the party shops are closed.
Yeah.
What do? You have to make your own,
and then working out about 5 minutes before we go live that no, we can't wear that because we're invisible on the green screen, and that doesn't work.
That has been a problem here a few times as well. Where Crystal has these wonderful green dresses and things like that. I've worn green this evening just to plug Celebrity Cruises, but then
see if we can move our mic closer to us because we're getting complaints that we are too quiet in comparison to you guys.
We can just turn.
That's because we're very loud people.
Sorry.
I just don't want it to feed back. Check 2 2.
It won't feed back. We're in our ears.
And we don't have any...
Yeah, so we're just turning it... Sorry, we're doing this as we go.
We're doing it on the fly, like I said, new setup for us.
Like the whole of lockdown, on the fly.
Yeah.
That's just
on the fly. That has been, right? That has been the theme of this, the past 12 months. So go ahead and just fill us in a little bit. I mean, obviously, we know this pandemic has affected every single person in the entertainment industry, and so we're all in the same boat. That's why we're all doing this together, and I feel like the five of us have become a little bit of a team supporting each other while we're doing and we're doing lots of the same stuff, but go ahead and tell the nice people, was there any gigs in particular in 2020 that you were so looking forward to that got canceled? And then to leave things on a more positive note, is there anything that you have coming up in the future that you can actually get excited about now that things seem to be opening up soon?
Well, for me, like yourselves,
we've frozen a little bit. Let's see.
Say that one more time.
Say that one more time. We just lost your audio for a second.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, like yourselves, it was really the ships that, for me, I had work lined up and suddenly that disappeared. So that was like, oh no, okay, gotta find money for food. How's this gonna work? And obviously, I was in the flip situation to you, Crystal, because obviously I was in New York, and suddenly work stopped and we went into lockdown there, I think a week before you did here. And actually just days before our lockdown there, Dinah and Andrew were out with us because they'd just gone on to their honeymoon. So we'd seen each other, and then I think I stayed there for 9-10 weeks into lockdown before I came back, and it kind of started each of us a little live lockdown thing. Just really, I started mine just because people were asking, will you sing a few songs? Just with my laptop and my phone, just sat in my bedroom and sang a few songs, and then
I remember those shows.
And then it kind of spiraled when I came back.
That was kind of our fault.
But you had a tour, right?
Yeah, so I had so as Becky said, Andrew and I were on our honeymoon.
We were,
and we had 3 days, 17-day epic honeymoon, and then we were called back to the UK 3 days in. So it was unfortunate, but
I didn't realize.
Yeah, I did hear that.
I forgot you were newlyweds.
So and we actually waited nearly a year to do our honeymoon.
I see.
So we had this big epic American adventure planned, and we got 1 day in Washington and 2 days in New York, and then
so she spent a day with her sister.
Yeah.
So she came on honeymoon to see her sister.
Oh, that is so
and then got called back. But we had an amazing time in the 3 days that we were there, and it's just something to look forward to post pandemic.
Yeah, plus we got to see Becky and the kids, and actually it was really nice.
I mean, who don't want to do that, right?
And then I was actually, when we were supposed to return from our honeymoon, I had work booked through on various tours. I was supposed to go to Monaco and then Australia for a month.
Oh my God, amazing.
3 UK tours planned. So I had work booked.
And you were
up until
designing a show.
Yeah, so I was directing and choreographing Font for a UK tour. So I had work booked up until August, which is kind of unheard of for a performer to have work all the way through the year. And
unless you're doing one big contract, going away for months and months and months.
Exactly,
but,
and this was incredible. Like little contracts here and there, but obviously all of it got pulled. And similarly to you guys and Becky, I had a vocal coach on the side of performing, and I had people saying to me, you should go live, people are going live, and I was like, I've never gone live in my life. I don't know what that means. Like, I've been live in person, but I've never been live.
I'm right here.
Yeah. So the first time I hooked my phone up so it was like profile. I was looking down on it at a terrible angle, played the music for a dodgy old speaker.
That's incredible.
I just thought I would just sing a couple of songs, and I thought there'll be maybe 20 friends watching, and when the stream ended I had 460 or something like that, and I was like, what?
That's incredible.
That is amazing. Yeah.
And then essentially from the second week on, when people said, you should do more, Andrew jumped right onto it and found out all the
when he knew it was a hit.
Yeah, exactly. 1 week in and he was like, she's a star.
I always knew it. Always knew it.
Try it. You be the guinea pig. We'll see how it goes. And then
well, funny you should say that, because at the beginning
I sounded like a crazy person in terms of Andrew would call out the comments in the background.
Yes.
But, so nobody else could hear. So I was just reacting to no one.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't go on screen and he wouldn't have a microphone. Now
you can't get him off.
Can't stop.
The circle that he's in is bigger and bigger, and I have to like move over.
Expanding.
We're going to be in the circle soon. It'll just be a little circle of either of us, either side of Andrew in the middle. And then here we are 50 weeks late. Well, 51 weeks.
So you've done your 50th show, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Did we do the 51st?
No, 51 is Sunday.
Oh, it is Sunday. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Wow. Well, congratulations for
Congratulations.
50 live stream shows. That's amazing.
And to you guys, though, you're on like 90 now, aren't you?
We're on 92 is our next show.
Oh,
that's incredible. You guys have been working.
Wow, amazing.
Twice as hard
so
as
how
us.
many songs do you think you guys have had to learn?
Thank you.
Well, at the beginning we were learning a lot, and then we relied more and more on the iPad and having the lyrics there. So it's kind of glorified karaoke, but that's fine because that is that was my dream, to be a glorified karaoke singer.
Wasn't it all about? That's what I wanted to do when I was 5.
Yeah.
It's what you spent all those years training for, wasn't it?
Of course,
yes.
yes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the sheer amount of songs, right? I mean, I'm sure for you guys, one of the things we think that's really positive that's come out of this is we've sung stuff that we normally wouldn't even try to sing.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes it's worked. I mean, most of the time it's worked. There's been a couple where we watch it and go, okay, and that's not a keeper.
Just a couple?
We've had more than a couple. We've had more than a couple of those. We're like, oh God, maybe we should just go back to singing swing or, like the pop stuff that I'm used to singing.
Yeah, but we have wanted to vary it like yourselves, because if we were doing the same thing week after week, we would drive ourselves mad. Also, we there's a risk of driving everybody else mad. So,
they're crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a lovely opportunity, isn't it, to try new stuff, learn new songs.
Yeah, and challenge yourself
if you have the time, which a lot of us do. But I do. It is fun, isn't it? Coming up with the new shows and the title of the show.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, oh, what are we going to do this week? Yeah. And then we'll have an idea, and sometimes we'll go, let's do that. But sometimes we go, actually, we want to do that, but we need a bit more time to put that one together.
Yeah.
So then you'll find something that maybe comes a bit easier to put.
That you can throw together.
You can throw together a little bit more and spend a bit more time learning other things. So
it's been good for us as well, because we sort of had these ideas about looking at some of the songs like Enter Sandman and things like that, and kind of like and we sort of put it off for years.
Yeah, that was in the pipeline for about 7 years.
About 7 years, and it's only sort of doing this that you kind of think, it's great. We've actually got an audience now to listen to it, so it kind of spurs you on, and it's. I think it's pushed us to kind of think of new ways of looking at songs. And certainly kind of, with a lot of the software stuff like Cubase, which is where I do all the music tracks.
Oh, right, I see.
Yeah, so that really I kind of ignored that for a few years. It was on the computer. We'd do something once a year, maybe.
Maybe do a Christmas release, and then kind of rush that out. But this year we've been able to do. We've lost count of how many arrangements and recordings we've done. So. We've done far more recordings this year than we have in the entire time that we've been together.
Up to it. It's true.
We've never spent so much time together.
No.
Oh no,
absolutely.
Well, isn't that lovely? I do think that your behind the scenes film will be more fun than our behind the scenes film. Ours is really just stress and what do you want to do? Oh, I don't know. And
ours is like
that's too.
Okay, that's good.
That's right.
But like the film The Commitments. It's a musical now, and The Commitments. I'm going back a bit there, but it's
I'm
like
good.
I'm glad Andrew does at least. But that was kind of like the forming of a band, and then there was like a behind the scenes thing. It was a very interesting, quite a fun film. But I would really love that kind of style documentary behind what you're doing. I really want to know everything. I wish I was a fly on the wall on the day of the show.
I think you should say that, because you will see a little bit of that, because we've got our best bits and bloopers coming up for our year anniversary.
Right.
Oh,
so you will see.
So cool.
Some of the better bits and some of the crazy bloopers. And like, obviously, when we do our sound check and stuff on the Sunday, we're kind of there, and there'll be me and my rollers and my old lady cardigan looking like, I don't know,
with zero rapport. Like, I know we're sisters, but we literally don't look at each other. We'll just
be singing like
singing to the camera.
Yeah.
And for a long time, we didn't know that Andrew recorded these moments, so we were just
no idea it was being recorded.
I cannot wait to see that.
Yeah. So it's quite an experience.
We have noticed things like, oh gosh,
we're a fan of the side eye to each other.
Yeah, we kind of, when one of us is making a mistake in rehearsals, we're like, what is she doing?
Just a subtle side eye.
I see those in the show, but I didn't think
you will actually. Now
we thought they were more subtle.
No, we've noticed, and I think everybody is. You're famous for it now. In fact, because I've spoken to a lot of people, and I've thought about this a lot. In every other song, say there's a moment where you both go.
I'm going to let you in on a secret. That's probably because one or both of us has gone wrong a little bit.
Oh.
And we're looking like, we go wrong.
Or
why have I heard that?
The other side of it is sometimes we get it wrong in rehearsal and we're like, oh no, this is just not going to work. And then we get it right and go, oh yes.
Well, that's nice.
We did it. We nailed it.
So it could be worse. At least you're giving each other the respect of looking at each other. It could be, the other direction.
We give each other a nudge under the camera.
Yeah, it's good actually being on camera because you can kind of.
Don't
sing.
There have genuinely been times where Dinah's like slapping me, going, "No, don't sing," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, not my bit, not my bit."
And there's a lot of hand signals that go on underneath. I mean, it sounds really rude, but there's a lot of hand signals that go on off camera, just underneath the camera, aren't there?
Yeah, particularly like keep going, because sometimes we're so organised that on a Sunday morning we'll throw a piece of music at Andrew and say, we need an arrangement for this.
Yeah.
You have to play this like this. We'll do verse, chorus, verse, chorus, chorus, verse. We're not going to get a run through because we're a half hour from the show, so just follow us. And bless him, he absolutely does. But under the camera, there's like. He's telling him what to do.
Except Becky gave me the wrong hand signal.
I gave him the wrong hand signal the other day. Yes, I am. So I did something which, in my mind, I think what it is, like if you're on a ship or you're in, a live venue and you cue the band, you have your own ways in rehearsal of cueing them, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, I was like, oh, we're going back to this part. But that for Dinah meant wind up to the end.
Oh, I see.
He went to stop and was like, oh, no, they're still singing.
Oh, that's so funny. Yes, we got to
Name on me.
Got to get this consistent.
It's saying something when your band know you better than your sister. It's a shame. But
again, the thing is that Andrew and I have... So I've got a good working relationship with Becky, and I have a good working relationship with Andrew, but the three of us up until this year had never worked together as a trio.
Yeah, well, we've worked together as well. But...
So actually, bizarrely, probably when I really started singing many years ago, and I won't say how many because I'll sound very old, and obviously I'm not that
old. Andrew's older.
I used to sing, we all used to sing, and Andrew played an organ, and we sang in the church choir and things. Yeah. And then I used to get employed when I was about 13, I think, right, to sing at weddings while people were signing the registers. So Andrew would play piano while I sang. So that's many moons ago. So each of us have worked together.
Yeah. But never as a trio.
And obviously I've worked independently with each of you, right? But not together.
Yeah.
Like, I am what holds us, I join us together.
You are the glue.
I'm the glue.
That's amazing.
I guess now is a good time to tell everybody watching, if you do have any questions for Crystal and I, or for the trio, the fantastic trio over there, just bear in mind, obviously, Andrew is the star of the show. So
thank you very much, Shane. Yes. Thank you.
If anybody has any questions, you want to know anything else about behind the scenes kind of stuff in terms of the shows,
leave
and
it
things
in
like
the
that,
comments.
then you need to comment below. Also, I hope the sound and everything is fixed. I'm stressing about that, but
let's have a check. I'm going to have just a little. I'm not ignoring everyone. Let's have
a little listen.
But while Becky's doing that, Andrew, this question for number one: do you have a favourite show that you've performed? You've performed 51, so you have to cast your mind back almost a year. But yeah, do you have a favourite?
Yes, I do actually. I think it was the Pride show that we did.
Really?
We did that last.
A Pride show.
Yeah. For some reason, I just liked that one. I liked it was a bit of an eclectic mix of songs that were all just thrown together, and it just seemed to work. It had like a lot of life in it, and
Did
it
you
had
pick that one because I wasn't in it?
Weren't you in that one?
I wasn't in that one.
Oh, that's convenient.
I mean, that's awkward.
That's what I meant to say, of course, was that's my joint favourite show with quick think of another one. The Garland Show.
It's
the Garland show, yeah.
Oh,
well,
course.
Becky is very famous for her Garland show, of course. Okay, well, so the what was that show then? So I guess it was to do with I've never actually said that. LGBTQ plus.
That's it.
And celebrating Pride.
Yeah.
So what kind of songs were in that show?
So there was a little bit of everything. As Andrew said, it was quite eclectic. So there was some Liza Minnelli at the beginning. There was some Bette Midler from this moment on.
Erasure.
Cher. Gloria Gaynor.
Actually, that show, I was here.
You were.
I was sat. That's how we kind of started Comment Corner, because I started shouting out the comments for Dinah to answer.
Right.
And we did Cyndi Lauper.
We love Comment Corner.
Everyone loves.
We wish we had one.
Yeah,
we wish
but
we had someone.
We can loan him out to you.
Yeah.
When we're allowed to mix households,
You
he's
can
over
borrow
to you.
Well, yeah, we'll just do it outside just for the sake of having Andrew there, because a lot of the time when something goes wrong, we are both on camera and there's no way of fixing it apart from letting everybody know kind of what's happened to an extent, or we just get in a bit of an argument on camera. I've noticed that you three rarely get in arguments on camera.
You guys are so much better than we are at that.
Maybe we're just hiding it well.
I was going to say.
Really well.
Yeah, if you saw some of the outtakes.
We can't wait.
We're waiting.
And I've got to say, actually, you do an amazing job there, because I find it quite tricky just doing the sound and all of that stuff and the computer stuff. And that's kind of all I have to do. Now, you, Shane, and Crystal, you're both kind of performing at the same time and trying to keep all that going. And that is a phenomenal amount of work.
Well,
so
it can be a little distracting for the audience, I imagine, if we're sort of checking things at the same time. But
thank you. First of all, thank you. That's so kind. I mean, I can't really take much credit. All I do is, press stop and play on the track.
Yeah, but you say that, Crystal, but that's why I call it Dinah's magic finger, because she's the one who has to press stop and start, because I literally can make that go wrong. She can. I've been banned from touching anything. I'm just to stand there and sing when I'm told to, and that's it.
That's amazing. Well, you get the diva track.
Yeah, we need to come up with a rule where it's like you don't touch the mixing desk. But, because Crystal needs to change something, which is rare, but it does happen, then she'll just sort of cross in front of me and she's just like, right. By that point, she's desperate enough to walk in front of me.
At that point, I am mad enough that you haven't gotten my, when he's off, side stage and I'm like snapping at him. We're trying to wave at him to and then
there's been a few moments
where I'm chatting to my mum
on his phone and I'm like, look at me, I can't hear anything. Or
the same thing happens.
There's been a few moments where perhaps Becky was trying to get Andrew's attention when she's singing, and he's missed it, but I've seen it, and I'm having to climb.
She's literally climbed underneath
and cameras and
because he's there with his headphones on, which are noise cancelling, so he no idea that I'm going.
Okay.
So he's in his own world.
In his own, and I'm on camera, so I can't move, and then I'm like, Dinah, while I'm singing, and then she's literally crawled underneath me, under the camera, to go and get his attention.
It looks huge, on the screen it looks really big, and I'm sure your living room is the same. I'm sure you're not in a kind of palatial house.
No,
they look really big.
We have to add our own reverb, put it that way.
Right, yes.
So the space looks huge, but actually we're all on top of each other.
It's very
clumped
cozy.
up, and then it's leads and lights and cameras, and it's trying to, like an assault course, trying to get through to Andrew just to get him to push the knob up a little bit.
A similar thing happened when on the first week of the Hippodrome Casinos shows that they've just started doing a couple of weeks ago,
They're
when I was
amazing, by the
there,
way.
and the sound guy Craig there had to crawl underneath the camera just to turn a light on that had turned off, and so even these large organisations have the same problems as us. So don't worry.
Kind of good to know.
That is
Yeah,
good
it is
to know.
good to
You
know,
start
isn't
to
it?
feel a bit like, what's
And
going
these
on?
things happen on the ships all the time as well. You know, especially where you can't get the attention of the sound engineer or whatever. It's like, I need my
You're
thing.
suddenly adding really strange arm movements into your act.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's.
But some of those strange arm movements I've kept in.
I mean, yeah, we noticed. We're trying to learn them. We're trying to learn your arm movements.
That's how the village people came up with their biggest hit. It's true story.
In terms of a live show, though,
Yeah.
I think obviously that's once the moment's gone, it's gone. I think the pressure we've all felt with these shows is that they're recorded, and it's probably a pressure
forever, aren't
we're
they?
putting on ourselves because we keep them there. We upload them.
You
To
can watch
YouTube.
yours on your YouTube. You can go back and watch.
That's right.
Yeah. The shows.
So
yeah. Okay,
you feel
that's
like
good.
there's a pride that you don't want to take the show down because you're like, it's one of our shows. But if something goes wrong, that moment's there for life.
It is, you know. If you're reading that comment, you get someone's name wrong or something.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Do you know what? To an extent, I always think about what like, in the future when our kids and grandkids are trying to perhaps research or look back on how we have survived just this section of time here, the coronavirus and the pandemic, and how what we did to struggle on through. And I think it's quite nice to have these things up there forever, in a sense, because they would be able to watch this kind of stuff. Yeah. But that being said, we don't want them to hear the bad singing and the bad shows.
Well, I get especially touchy about it. I think more than Shane. Shane more has.
But that's because Crystal's worked for Disney and she has standards.
Let me talk. See, I was already about to start an argument.
But
you know, so Shane, rightfully so, Shane puts a lot more time into our shows than I do because he's building our set, right? Our virtual set, just like you guys have. You know, he has a wonderful little. You know, I mean, he comes up with these every single show, a different kind of logo for the title of the show in the front, and then our, you know, set for the back with our green screen, and he, you know, he spends so much time on it. But if I feel it's a particularly bad show, or there's a couple of performances in it that I felt I was just having an off day, I am always the person like, take it down. I was like, because at the end of the day, this is our profession. Like, yes, like this, that being said, us doing these live stream shows have gotten us a lot of opportunities, as well. And I'm sure the same has happened for you, just the fact that we have been able to stay relevant. But just, with regards to that, you know, having those little mistakes, on camera, sometimes I'm like, oh, let's just take it off Facebook. Maybe you can leave it on YouTube, but take it off Facebook. Yeah. Because at least Facebook, it auto plays. You know, on YouTube, you got to actually intentionally click the video. And most of the time, they're going to get through maybe like a couple songs and then turn it off because people's attention spans are so short. But I'm like, you don't know what casting director could be looking. And you know, we're better than this. We're better than our glorified karaoke. But, you know, I feel really grateful that we have built a community, and I'm sure you can say the same. You know, you build an audience of people returning again and again.
Yeah. And what's lovely, I think, is obviously, like you said, where we've all kind of supported each other in this. Yeah. We've had people from your live streams that have come over and watch us, and vice versa, people from ours come over to watch you, and it's really nice. And they all start talking to one another like they're friends. Yeah. And no one's ever met each other before.
Yeah. That's the best thing about it, isn't it?
That's really nice.
And that's why, like, kind of, it's one of the reasons that I think that it's way more than glorified karaoke, because you're doing something that's really, really special for people, and that particularly, you know, through these last 12 months, it's given kind of, you know, us as performers something to focus on, but it's given a lot of people who aren't performers a chance to kind of like sort of tune into something, have kind of a little bit of an anchor each week. Yeah,
and that's interactive. That's the that's the big thing, because they can watch the telly till they're, you know.
Absolutely,
Yeah. But
that's right. That's right. That
we
interactive.
will talk to them
That's it. And I think there's
definitely a huge element of that with all of us, where because we all do talk back to the people who are watching, they feel like they're
I know you're very cheeky. Always talking.
They feel like they're connected, and they feel like, you know, they've got this little community of people, and it's something to look forward to each week. And even when they kind of, you know, because things do go wrong, because although we have all of us have our shows, don't we, that are our solid profession, but we've all stepped outside of the box during this year massively, and sometimes things go wrong, and you know, you make a joke of it, and they quite like being involved in that joke and going, oh, that happened, and it's okay, because, well, you know, we're just finding our way through this year the same as everyone else. So I totally get what you're saying, where sometimes you're like, oh my god, if a casting director watches that moment, they're going to think, why has this person ever gone into entertainment?
Of course, because when you're on stage, again, if something went wrong, your natural inclination is just to cover up, carry on, and, you know, be professional. If you're involved in the kind of live stream where it's a bit of banter, you're talking to the audience and getting them involved. You have that freedom to go, oh, that was rubbish, wasn't it? That went wrong.
And I'm not sure if it's just a British audience, but it really, you know, as soon as you have done something wrong, the audience feels like, oh, we're watching something new and unique. This doesn't normally happen. Or isn't this a bit funny? and then suddenly they feel like they're part of the show as well. You know, I'm sure it's not just British audiences, but maybe just a human thing. But that's been the case for years, decades and decades, since maybe music halls and all that kind of thing. You know, I guess maybe since caveman performances. Who knows? But
they use spears to
do one of those.
And they sang rock.
That'll be our next thing. Very good.
You've got to start with a Flintstones theme tune, obviously.
Oh yeah, love it. We really have to figure out our prehistoric themed show.
Oh, there you go.
There has to be, like, I mean, you know, right? And I'm sure you guys are the same. It's like, okay, you know, what else can we do? What haven't we done? Because, you know, if anyone who's watching who hasn't seen their amazing shows yet, please do check them out on YouTube. And whose YouTube channel are they on?
So they're on my YouTube channel, Dinah O'Brien.
So Dinah
just because
O'Brien.
as Shane will know, it takes a long time to do all this stuff and upload it, and so it's just gone onto one channel at the moment. It will be uploaded to Becky's.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. And so folks, you can go ahead and check out their shows, and of course they go live every Sunday evening on both Dinah O'Brien and Becky O'Brien's Facebook pages at 6 p.m. here in the UK, which is now British summertime.
Yes,
it is.
So
BST.
BST. So do check them out. But they have, just like Shane and I, they have been doing varying themes for each and every show. They have done a different one. I mean, I don't think you guys have done a repeat yet, have you?
No. Well, we did 2 Valentine shows, so I guess
they were different shows.
Different songs, right?
Yeah.
I think there's only, I mean, I can think of a handful of songs that we've repeated.
Yeah, I think around about 12 songs we've repeated.
And that's only been like...
Apart from Christmas. We don't count Christmas because you kind of have to repeat.
You have to repeat.
Well, Christmas.
There's only so many Christmas songs.
Exactly.
Other than that, we've been really careful. Like, I mean, New Year was a bit different as well because...
We got drunk.
Good for you.
We did.
Yeah. That was one of my favourite bloopers.
I bet it was. Yeah.
Dinah. I'm sorry.
I forgot all the words.
Dinah forgot all the words. She was doing Orange Coloured Sky.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I know these words. I don't need to put these words up. As you say, like, sometimes you put the words up.
Famous, not even last words, but, you know, last thought before you
she
go on
sang the
stage.
Same verse like 5 times, over and over, and just kept on pointing at the screen like,
I was standing next to her laughing my head off.
Like the episode of Frasier, wasn't it?
It literally like buttons and bows. Yeah, she just couldn't get it. And I was like, what is she doing?
But we went
and then you tried to sing New York State of Mind.
Oh, somebody requested a song. And I thought I knew it until it got to the middle section, and by that point I'd had a drink, so I was like, can I sing that?
Give it a go.
Of course I can.
This gives you an idea of how supportive we all are of each other. When it all went wrong,
we were cackling. She's like, I could feel her suddenly go, oh, I do know it apart from the middle part, and now I'm singing it. So she did sing something. But it was nothing like the song.
My problem is as well is I don't really have a poker face. So that when Dinah sings something wrong, I'm just kind of like, What is that?
It's fine. We go with it. We learn. We evolve. Have you sung that song again since?
No.
You should.
I have plenty of those.
It's been banned from the flat. I'm not allowed to listen to it.
Not even in the flat.
No, it's taken off my iTunes. So, Crystal, I've got a question. How's your year been is it a year that you've been in the UK?
Yeah, over a year. I moved here end of January 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, then you went away for a bit. You went back to America, watched Celine Dion in concert, and then you came back.
I went away for a bit on a ship with you, and we were very lucky that our ship was not affected because we were on a cruise ship for the entire month of February,
Right.
The majority of February last year, and then went home for a couple of weeks, and then
Then you came back.
I was here just right before lockdown, and then got real comfy.
Yeah.
But my year has been, personally, in terms of, our relationship, Shane and I had just finished doing a couple of years long distance. And so we were really excited to finally be living together the end of last year.
Yes, we were.
Are you still so excited?
We are. Every day we wake up and, often Crystal is up first and then I come up.
Although lately you're up early. You're up early because you're doing
I'm a mess.
You're running.
I'm doing my running. But then we set eyes on each other for the first time that day, and we really do still get that sense of, oh my God, I can't believe you're in my house.
Yeah. You meant it in a romantic way.
Like the Disney way, where there's birds and things.
Yes, that's how I feel.
I've been dreaming of this.
But we are actually, working together always creates a little bit of stress because we work differently. I do things that stress him out. He does a lot of things that stresses me out. Professionally, he is very laid back.
Is it?
Really laid back, and he'll, it will be if you could hear me when you were in the waiting room, I'm calling out to him. I'm like, 1 minute before you need to be on camera, and he's still doing his hair. So
that's normally me to Becky.
Yeah, I'm very. But I feel like there's something that comes from I think doing the guest ent thing on the ship. I feel like that made me very laid back because I was like, oh, it's fine. I'll be on there in a minute. I did get. Have you ever got stuck in the elevators on your way to a show on the ship? Because I did.
Nightmare.
That was the lesson.
I don't think I'm even that bad.
Always take the stairs.
Yes, you should know that. You don't take an elevator before a show.
Yeah, but I don't do it in a theatre, but just weirdly on a ship, different environment.
And you don't want to start the show out of breath.
The number of times I've proven you and the
true.
production manager is calling me saying, is Shane there? And I'm like, he's on his way.
That's never happened.
I shouldn't say that. If our cruise agents are watching, ignore it.
Yeah, that's never happened.
I do remember once on a ship getting a phone call very early one morning thinking that there was some sort of drill I had to attend, and it turned out it was Shane thinking he was very funny.
What was that?
I don't remember that.
What
I do, because I was like, I'm going back to bed now.
Did you knock on her door?
Did I do a whole accent and everything?
You did. You were like, hello, is that Rebecca? You need to be at such and such a place. And I was like, oh my God, just woken up. And then you were like, got ya. And I was like, I'm going back to bed now. And just put the phone down.
That's funny. That's funny.
His name is Shane the Pain. So.
Yeah. August Fools. Stupid. Okay, Dinah, do you have a favourite show? We know Andrew's was the Pride show. What was yours? If you can cast your mind back a few weeks, maybe several.
I think my favourite show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, the pressure now. I can't remember.
No, there's no pressure. There's no pressure.
I actually really enjoyed doing the Smash show, which we collaborated with you guys.
Yeah.
That was our
summer.
15th show. That was.
Yeah.
And that was the first time that I'd ever kind of dreamt of using green screen.
Yes. Yeah.
We learned all of the material, and you guys learnt the songs for the show too.
Yeah.
It was a show that I've watched countless times, the TV show, and if nobody has seen it yet,
Yeah, we hadn't seen it, so we thought
still haven't.
This is
you guys
will
love it.
I knew of it, but I'd never
We
had a
don't
chance
know
to
these
see
songs.
You'll love
Never
it. It's
heard these
amazing
songs before
music,
in my life.
amazing.
And they
particularly
were
for our
wonderful
show.
songs.
They're really good songs. There's some
Great
really
songs,
good numbers in
yeah.
there. I'd seen bits of it, and Dinah for years had been like, you need to watch Smash, you need to
Right.
watch Smash.
Yeah.
And of course, being sisters, the more she tells me to do it, the more I don't. So
Of course.
eventually she was like, you need to learn these songs. And it was a matter of like that day I would be listening to the song, and then we'd record it and film it. And some of those scenes that we recorded, I mean, I remember one night we put our makeup on at 1 a.m. and we're filming at 4 a.m. to try and get
because at the time, again, going back to only the 15th show, we were still working with our iPhone. We didn't have a camera.
Yeah, we were.
And
Right.
in terms of, we only had one iPhone that was kind of good quality.
Yeah.
So we were filming from the front and then doing another take from the side and another take from the side, all on the green screen, trying to get the lighting correct. And we didn't have kind of the fancy lights that we have now.
Yeah.
So it was a huge learning curve. And then I've always kind of enjoyed video editing and things like that, but it was a real kind of a learning curve. Like, how do I put this together? How do I edit this and put the sound in? And Andrew kind of mixed our sound.
Well, it was excellent.
Really like,
so well done.
It was an amazing show.
Yeah, we still haven't really done. The closest thing we've done is our Christmas with Friends show that you kindly were a huge part of.
Yes.
But everything went wrong on the night and we couldn't believe it. But it was really down to like even just the internet. You know, at the beginning of this chat with you guys, even the internet was a bit choppy. It's just you never know when that's going to happen. And unfortunately,
and that's the thing. I'm sure you found as well. We've had a few shows where we're like everything's ready, and then we go to start, and people are like something's not working, and we've had to go right. We'll be back in like 3 or 5 minutes.
They let you know, which I mean,
they let you know,
which is great. So thank you everyone out there because we need to know.
It is good, but then sometimes you see those comments and you're like, oh no, something's wrong.
Particularly if you know it. And Andrew's like, he'll know something's going wrong, but obviously the time delay when you go live, the comments don't come through until a few seconds, a minute later. So he's like, I know something's wrong. So like we're trying to be all cool on the camera, and he's like, I know. Okay,
and we're like, do we carry on singing and look into the side? Do it. Carry on. No, carry on. And then he's like, stop. Okay.
But yeah, there are things.
I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely hate it when there's like a delay on the live stream as well.
Yeah.
We have a comment in from Alan Steigel, our wonderful friend. He says, when things get back to normal, how about a night with Shane, Crystal, and the O'Brien sisters at the theater?
Yes,
we would love that.
We would love that. Absolutely.
I love that idea, Alan.
That's a great idea. Andrew would need to be top billing, of course.
Andrew and friends.
Yes. The comment corner
we're
presents.
opening act.
Speaking of Andrews and sisters, we just watched Mrs. Henderson Presents a couple of weeks ago.
Very nice link, Shane.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I'm known for.
He's really good. And if you don't know what it is, of course, it is a wonderful World War II era film starring Dame Judi Dench
and Bob Hoskins and his penis.
And the lovely O'Brien sisters with your other sister as well.
Yeah. Gosh, that's a while back now. That was 2005 that was released.
Well, it was a while back because I watched it for the first time before I went to college. And,
oh my God. Now I feel old.
And Shane was saying when we were watching it, he's like, I would watch this film all the time. And then it's like, and now here we are, friends with you guys.
And you really enjoyed it as well.
I loved it. It was my first time seeing it.
It's really our
a
kind
couple
of film.
Weeks ago.
And it is true about Bob Hoskins, and you see this thing. But it's true. It's just there, and you can't get away from it. But it's a great film. There would be no use asking you like kind of how that experience was. It was so long ago now. But
it was quite a bizarre one actually, wasn't it? Because that was Dinah's first job out of finishing her A levels.
Yeah, it was my first job.
So it was
kind of like. I had a place at university to go and learn about film, theatre and television.
Yeah.
And offered the job, and it was kind of, do I go and learn about it or go and do it? And that year out
it took
has
about
been
a minute to
16
decide.
years out because thankfully the career kind of just carried on. So I've not gone to uni yet to learn about it.
It was a great, like the story of how we got it was Dinah had actually gone for an audition for Spirit of the Dance, which she's been, how many years you've been with
I've now
Spirit
been with Spirit for 10 years.
And
yes,
is that how you know David King?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
David, if you watch him.
Everything is added up now.
I had worked with them before, and Dinah said, I'm going to go on audition. Yeah. So I said, I'll just come up to Dance Attic with you and I'll stay out of the way, but some of my friends will be taking the audition. So she was off dancing, and I was flicking through the stage newspaper when it still used to have auditions in there many moons ago. Yeah. And I was sat with a cup of coffee, and I saw this tiny advert for what I thought was a student film, because the advert was very small. And it just said about a film at the Windmill Theatre. Now, we know quite a lot about the Windmill Theatre because our dad was on the closing tour for the Windmill, so he actually knew Vivian Van Dam, who Bob Hoskins plays. And my dad's first wife was a performer at the Windmill. She was a contortionist and equilibrist. Yeah. So we knew quite a lot about the history. Yeah. So she was fully clothed. Right. Okay. Yeah, she wasn't naked. No.
Well, no, that was one of the things that the Windmill.
The Windmill. The Windmill had the naked models, the tableaus, but they also had variety acts.
Right. Okay.
So yeah. So we knew quite a lot about this.
Spot bitch. Yeah.
We knew quite a lot about the history. So I said to Dinah, "Oh, this might be good for you to go for." Yeah. And then while she was doing the singing audition, I heard one of the other girls saying, "Oh, has your agent got you an audition for this new film about the Windmill?" And someone said, I heard Judi Dench is doing it. So straight away I was like, oh, this is not a tiny student film. Wow. So it said that you had to have a look about you that was 1940s. Yeah. So I said to Dinah, right, when we go to the audition, you know, wear something and do your hair and makeup that hints at that. Yeah. So we turn up and there were hundreds of girls.
I think we were I think I was 561, you were 562, and there were people after us.
There were and we were going in, I think, 100 girls at a time to learn the tap routine. And as we walked past outside, we saw two runners talking. And one of them said, how many girls are we looking for? And the other one said, we're only looking for 10 girl dancers. And we've already auditioned 600 the other day and so many hundred. And we were like, oh my God. Yeah. Now, obviously, me being like the tall, leggy dancer at all of 4 foot nothing was like, okay, probably not getting in as a dancer, but, you know, I can tap. And they said one of the problems they had was that all of the girls they auditioned who were really good dancers were very, like, toned, very modern-looking dancers, which wasn't right for the era. No. And a lot of the girls who looked right weren't as strong with their dancing or singing. Yeah. So I was like, we might be all right here. So, we're not toned. We're not toned. We're fine. So in we go. Too, then. And the next thing, while we did the tap audition and then went to carry on with the next routine. And Dinah was there, sort of obviously one of her first auditions, really closely watching what's going on, practicing. And I was more watching what was going on with the runners and the casting people. Yeah. Right. And I noticed a woman sat down on a beanbag, and I went over and spoke to her and I said, look, I don't suppose by any chance you're looking for singers, because I know a lot about the Windmill and I know that they had singing acts and variety acts. Right. She said, oh, do you sing? I said, because I just watched you dance and you're a very good tap dancer. And I said, oh, thank you. I said, yeah, I'm more of a singer that dances. And she said, oh, do you sing with anyone? And I thought, you wouldn't ask me that unless you wanted me to. So I was like, yeah, she's here. Hold on, I'll go get her. And I literally grabbed Dinah and went, go along with everything I say. And just pulled her over.
What a story. Yeah. What a story. And it, you know, that should be a huge message for anyone in entertainment watching, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Always
say yes. And then worry about how to do it afterwards. Yeah. And then we auditioned, the two of us, and they were like, girls, we love you, you're great, but we need 3 girls, like the Andrew sisters.
We said, that's okay, we have another.
So you adopted a sister.
We have another sister.
We have someone off the street.
We're two of 7.
So we had our fourth sister. Yeah. So we phoned our sister in Manchester and said, do you want to be in a film? And she was like, yeah, all right. So right, learn this song. Come to Manchester, come to London. We rehearsed in the toilet of the dance studio, went and sang, and we actually found out after we'd auditioned that they didn't even open up the role that we auditioned for.
We were the only part in the film that they never auditioned anyone else for.
So that's quite.
And did you meet Will Young, or did you meet Judi Dench?
Oh yeah. Well, we actually sang for Judi Dench's 70th birthday at Shepperton Studio. So a lot of kind of pop stars had asked to do it. So the Sugar Babes and I think Kylie Minogue and Cheryl Cole or someone like that.
And they asked
and she requested us, which was quite a compliment, which is lovely.
That's very fun.
Incredible.
We collaborated with Will Young for a performance in Trafalgar Square for V-Day for the 65th anniversary.
60th.
60th.
Yeah.
And that was in front of 25,000 people in Trafalgar Square and live on the BBC. So that was awesome. So, no pressure.
No pressure at all.
These were all like my first jobs.
Yeah, we sang for the wrap party for Mrs. Henderson. We then got asked to be the surprise act at the premiere in London. Yeah. It was just awesome. It was an amazing,
what an amazing season. But like reliving these kinds of things, certainly throughout the year, I have often looked back at some photos and videos from just previous gigs and shows and stuff, and it just makes me feel so grateful. It's like, wow, so many things this wonderful career has brought into my life, and I'm sure you feel the same, just reliving all of those beautiful memories. This has been so wonderful. We have been with you for almost an hour now. Can you believe it? We do love to talk.
Comments quickly. Andrew, read out some comments since you're in comment corner.
Oh, yes.
Well, yeah, don't read out the ones about the sound being low and all the terrible technological...
Do your work.
Oh, okay then. All right then.
And over to Andrew in comment corner.
So, see how he just went across everyone there.
Alan Steigel said, how about Andrew forming a group? He's thought of a name, Andrew and the Liver Salts.
Oh.
See, we don't need to do any work when Alan's around.
Thank you, Alan. We love you.
Matt Moon said, what cup is Dinah? Oh, hang on. Are you advertising? What cup?
On my phone. It's right
here. Yeah, I can't see any more of the comments, actually, because I can't scroll down.
Roger says it's good to see us all together. I think that we thought that would be the most fun part of this, is just to, those people who watch your shows and our shows to see us on the screen together. Thought they'd get a kick out of this,
Yeah.
So just one last question to Becky. I want to know what your favourite of your shows was. Because I asked the other two. I don't want to leave you out.
I've got a couple of favourites. I've got to be honest. I really liked, surprisingly, the boy band show.
Oh, that's...
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I really liked that one. And we thought that when we were putting that together, we were like, this is going to be eggy. It's not going to work. And then we were like, right, we need to think, because obviously we're two girls doing boy band stuff. We can't do it the way the boy bands would. So we sort of reimagined a lot of stuff and found a lot of alternative arrangements. And it ended up actually, I think, being one of the nicest shows we did. And I did enjoy the Bond show. I really liked that one.
Well,
great song.
Those songs suit you guys,
Thank you.
Again, that songbook is eclectic in terms of the genres and styles as well, aren't they? So, any show that really, where you can really showcase your voice and do lots of different things is always fun.
But weirdly, one of our most popular shows was the Carpenters show. We've had between YouTube and Facebook, we've had like 7,000 views on that one.
That's incredible.
Okay. So we're doing a Carpenters show now.
Do it.
A Carpenters show.
Absolutely.
Do you know what? Honestly,
and if you need any arrangements for you guys,
that's very nice.
We'll do a nice arrangement for your voices, maybe.
I think
I'm just thinking him out.
You have to take everything up for me because Karen Carpenter's voice was so low.
Oh, well, that's
so
the thing.
low,
that's where for me it's very good because
down.
I'm basically like a bass, so
you have a
really
lovely
nicely.
rich tone. Yeah.
But I think that was one of my favourites too. Just because it was, again, probably because it is a comfortable sing, but people seem to really like that one.
And your voice suits that stuff perfectly.
It's so beautiful, so wonderful to listen to. I think one of my... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, no. You go.
Oh, I was just saying...
you go.
No, me go. Okay, just wanted to say, we love all of your shows, but I remember being particularly moved during, one of your Christmas shows, I believe it was your big Christmas spectacular. It was just so beautiful, so much wonderful effort that you guys put into it, and
you got everybody involved.
And you girls have the voices of angels. It's just so wonderful.
Well, we love listening to you guys, and I know it sounds like we're all just
before you throw us off, I would like to know.
It's too late. You're going.
I know what your favourite shows you've done.
Yes. What's your favourite show you've done, and what's your least favourite show that you've done?
What's funny is when we ask other people which of our shows was their favourite, they often say some random thing we don't even think about anymore. But
well, I know for me.
Go ahead.
I love, just because I love singing this material. I love when we did The Greatest Show in La La Land. So it was Greatest Showman, La La Land, all of these modern movie musicals. A Star Is Born. What else we did?
Moulin Rouge.
Yeah. I mean, I love all those movies, so I
have to say, I love listening to you two sing Come What May, and the first time I heard you sing that together was when I sang
54 Below.
54 Below and watched your live show, Crystal. And I remember hearing you sing that, and it just, for me, sits perfectly in each of your voices.
Thank you.
That's a sing.
Yeah.
That is a sing.
It is a sing. It's a gorgeous song, though. Absolutely gorgeous.
It is gorgeous, isn't it? Where did that come from? It just came out of nowhere. Suddenly it was in this film. And you know, because all the other songs in the film were covers. And then this song, just like, is it a cover? Is it not? But apparently not. Ewan McGregor had a much better voice than everyone was expecting, didn't he? And
didn't he?
Unfortunately, it was just a little bit too good for me. So, so I do struggle with that one. But Crystal had to try and rip off Nicole Kidman, so not a problem for Crystal.
Yeah, not too hard of a sing. But then I've cursed myself with creating a Celine Dion tribute show.
I know. I was watching you on TikTok the other day, working on your riffs for Think Twice.
Oh yeah.
I love that. So good. She was doing showing everyone how. Yeah, that's it. There's your understudy, Crystal.
That's
naughty.
Very understudy.
Just put
just gotta fit into the dress.
Well, I'm gonna say I particularly like. When you guys do the Celine and Bublé, both individually and the combined shows, because I mean, obviously, you've honed your craft and you've worked on your shows, so they're naturally good. But that doesn't go without saying. You've put the work in, really so good. They're good because of that. So I enjoy those.
Yeah. The Michael Bublé thing, as Crystal's mum would say, is my wheelhouse. So that's the stuff where I don't need lyrics, I don't need to think about things. I can just get on and
I guess here's my question, because for me, when we did the Judy and Liza show, I was most nervous about that one than any other show we've done. Yet that is all the time.
Yeah, that's interesting, and probably the total opposite of how we would feel.
Well, not for me. Not for me doing Celine. I always get nervous.
Yeah.
Because I'm always like, oh dear God.
That's a relatively new show for you as well.
Because it is relatively new, yes.
I just feel like, for me, when we're doing these other ones, it's like, we're doing stuff that we don't usually do. So it's fine.
So the pressure's off.
The pressure's off. But when you're doing something that this is what people know you for.
And then
it's
you have to
you better be good.
You better be good. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you always are. So no need to worry. No need to worry.
But I feel like the heart going. You know when you feel it in your throat and you're like, why is my vibrato so fast? Calm down.
Just because you did ask me what my favourite show of ours is, and it's the one we're doing tomorrow night, actually, at 8 p.m. here on Shane Hampshire News page and Shane Hampshire TV.
So everyone needs to tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, it's going to be the best one we've done. But that's tomorrow. It's a Robbie Williams Swing When You're Winning concert, and I honestly am so excited about it because that's really why I got into it, the swing and big band music in the first place. You guys, must have a show on Sunday. Do you want to give it a quick plug?
What is the show
okay,
Sunday?
So this weekend, because it's Easter, we thought we're in the Easter holidays for the children. We'll do like a family show, Disney songs for children friendly.
But unlike Crystal, I can't do the Disney princess because I have the voice of Ursula. So I have to go. What do you mean the looks?
Poor unfortunate.
Did she say the look? That's not very nice. That's not very nice.
That's a great song.
I enjoy doing the Disney villains.
Yeah.
That is my thing, I think.
Yeah, I think that I can see you doing that very, very convincingly.
Yeah, you seem to inhabit those kind of roles quite well, don't you?
I don't know. There's something about them. I like them.
They're latent,
evil. I don't know. The dark soul.
I quite enjoy it. I don't mind singing the Disney princess songs, but again, it doesn't sit as naturally as it does on Crystal's.
Oh, really?
I kind of enjoy doing the more goofy songs, the silly, silly characters.
Oh, your voice is completely suited for princessy stuff.
Oh, I know.
Of course it is.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe if I worked a bit harder, maybe.
No. You ladies are so talented, and we're just so
likewise.
Grateful to know you and have you in our artist community, and certainly can't wait to collaborate properly.
Oh, I know.
Before we collaborate, we need to have a drink.
Definitely.
After this is finished, lockdown's over.
I think everybody will need a drink. But Graham Steele has just said, we always love the ones that Shane's not in. That's good. You know what, Graham? I see you watching their show, and you can stay there. Matt Moon says, Judy and Liza's show, amazing. Everybody who's commented and watched the show, thank you very much. Or show, we just had a nice little chat.
Matt just said, new fan for Shane and Crystal. Dynamic is yes, so Matt is one of our super trooper.
Yeah,
he's an amazing fan. So he's a hardcore
Matt, make sure
fan.
you are watching Shane and Crystal Wednesdays and Saturdays 8 p.m. UK time. So I don't know what that is in Montana, but
I know you'll figure it out.
Well, we look forward to a weekend of live streaming. We'll be back tomorrow night right here on Shane Hampshire News page, Shane Hampshire TV. I'm getting sick of my own name. And we can't wait to see your show on Sunday, 6 p.m.
Oh, thank you. We'll be watching you tomorrow. Thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you.
And thank you to everyone for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for joining, ladies. You take care. We'll see you.
And you, Andrew.
Thank you.
And Andrew.
Lots of love. Thanks for bringing him out of the corner.
Oh, that's all right.
No, he's still in the corner.
He's back in it in a minute.
He is in the corner. We've just joined him.
But it's a better corner. It's a good corner. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
guys. See you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. If you want us to do more of this kind of stuff, we would happily do it. We've enjoyed this, haven't we? It was fun.
I had a lot of fun.
Next time, alcohol should be involved.
Yeah, this is only sparkling water.
That's just, as you can see, exactly why I shouldn't be drinking. But thank you very much, everybody. A couple more comments quickly. Alan says, by the way, good luck with the
run.
The run. Raise loads of money. My favourite show is Hair. Fancy having a go at that?
Ooh, the sunshine.
And Hair is a tricky topic at the moment because nobody can get theirs cut. So
I know.
You know what? We won't even mention it. But thank you very much
to get his hair cut.
for the goodwill on the runs. I'm going out on another run tomorrow.
Just let me shave your head.
Third run.
Comment below if you want to see me shave Shane's head. Try to cut his hair.
We might just do it, Matt says, but Becky, is my Ariel. Nerd am I? Lol. Okay, too much. Ursula is awesome. That's true. Absolutely true. Thank you very much again, everybody who's watched, and we hope this helped pass the time on a Friday night. It's nice to chat to those guys, wasn't it? A couple of them we've never met before, so it was long overdue. We will be back, as we've said a couple of times, tomorrow night, right here, 8 p.m, for a Robbie Williams Swing When You're Winning big band extravaganza. Yes. So you can look forward to that. And we will miss you till then.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Take care.
Now I've got to do the thing.
Got to do the thing. I'll
Lots
keep
of
waving.
love.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See ya. Is he still on?
Yeah.
It's still on.
It doesn't want to know.
Wait,
I'm just
going to
press end. I'm just going to press end. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye. See you later.
Good night.
Bye.